Hello and welcome. I'm Mel Butcher, and I'm joined today by Nickie Scriven, the founder and CEO of Chief MetaChicks. Welcome, Nickie.
Thanks, Mel. Great to be here.
Well, I'm really excited to talk to you because you're working on something that's near and dear to me, uh, supporting women, in this case, entrepreneurs. So tell us a little bit about Chief MetaChicks. Give us the highlights, mission, and vision.
Sure. Look, Chief Metachicks is essentially a community designed to support women in business leadership to help grow and scale their business. So, in terms of our vision, it's the democratization of female empowerment, and leadership development, coaching, and business growth through community, technology, support, and ownership.
Well, and it has some emphasis that I really like, which is emphasizing that women need to have the space and the safe space really to learn about all of the latest tech and how they can incorporate it into their own businesses. So tell us more about how Chief MetaChicks is going to empower women with this type of knowledge.
Sure. Well, look, we're sort of really just at the start of Web3 and Web3 technology. But like many industries, engineering and technology, there's not enough women in the space. So currently, in terms of women getting VC funding in sort of technology and Web3 environments, it's under 2%. And there's just not enough women learning about this space and commercializing and activating. And it's at a time where fundamental digital transformation is happening. We can see the pace of adoption of AI technology and tools, and that's actually going to expand the rate of adoption of Web3 technologies as well. So we're trying to create a space where we support women in business, but also educate them on Web3 technologies, AI tools, and allow them to see the possibilities in a safe space where they can learn and navigate and experiment and look at the application of some of these technologies for their own businesses.
Mm. It makes so much sense to me. So, my background is in engineering, and you're absolutely right. There's still this gap of women going into spaces like engineering and tech. So, I absolutely on board with that. Um, so, let's talk a little bit more about you for a second. So, Nickie, you're new to my audience. Tell us a little bit about your background and maybe walk us through some of the path of how you came to want to start this space for women.
Sure. So, background wise, really strong in sort of branding and marketing. So, and I've worked on all sides of the media, marketing, advertising industry. So, I started early in my career, marketing side, then I flipped to the media sales side of the fence, then went back to marketing, sort of in head of marketing, brand CMO roles, and then was headhunted to be the managing director in the Melbourne office of Zenith Media, and then 2 years later was promoted to the national CEO role. So I've always been around the sort of marketing landscape and the media landscape, and at the cutting edge of everything new that's happening. So we saw the digital explosion. We saw so much marketing dollars going into digital and social media, and that's really Web 2. And then in the last few years, so I was CEO for just over 6 years. And I was just thinking, what next? And I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was working with an amazing executive coach, and she was challenging me and saying, Nickie, what next? What's next for you? And I sort of looked in the organization, which I had loved. I loved my time at Zenith and at Publicis Group, but I just didn't want to do a group CEO role. And I couldn't, unless I sort of was given the opportunity to take on another agency and integrate a more full service offering. There really just didn't feel like anything left for me there. And then I couldn't think of an organization that I wanted to work for. I love the pace of media. And then I was looking at the landscape thinking, wow, we're about to have a fundamental disruption. And media agencies have often been described as cockroaches. You just can't kill them because people still need to advertise their products and services. But I was looking at traditional media tanking in terms of audiences because digital was taking over. And then you look at the deprecation of third-party tracking cookies. And all of a sudden, we're in this spray and pray in digital advertising, which is where a lot of marketers finally found that measure of ROI that we were looking targeted with who you want to go after. And then you had the proof in the pudding based on, acquisition and clicks and so forth. All of that's changing now, because we can't track to the same level once you take away third party cookies. And so I could see this disruption coming. And then you've got the overlay of privacy regulation coming down the pipe. And our ability to target and also, the consumer landscape where people are deploying ad blocking technology and they're wanting ownership of their own data and they're sick of the middle guys making all the money out of them giving their information away. So in comes decentralization and Web3, where the transactions are direct. So the content creator and the person that wants to buy that digital asset or that digital currency, all of those transactions are transparent in the blockchain. And so I was looking at this and going, wow, this is fundamentally going to disrupt media agencies. I need to be in this space and I need to look at the application for brands in this space. And I could see that it was community. Community is king in a Web3 environment. And so Chief MetaChicks is my way of helping educate, building community, but helping to educate women on Web3 technologies and get more women in the space so that they are creating and commercializing, and it's not just the blokes winning, and women aren't blocked out in the future. So that's really what inspired me to kind of have a crack. And I also run my own agency, Alchemy 8. And so, fundamentally, the two businesses are quite connected because people that come into Chief MetaChicks often need support with, brand development, website development, marketing communications, brand strategy, all those sort of things. So we do that as well. So we can actually support them and enhance their skills and capability in the space as well. But also we will help bring more brands to life in the metaverse and in Web3 environments. And so that's why the two businesses are quite connected.
Well, I heard several things in there that I'd kind of like to pull the thread on a little bit when we do future lives together. One of them was community is king in Web3. So, several things in here we could talk about more in the future. But for today, I want you to just tell us a little more about what can the participants of Chief MetaChicks expect inside the environment.
Yeah, sure. So we have built Chief MetaChicks World, which is a virtual space that holds all of our content, and it's built on the Curious platform. If you haven't come across the Curious platform and you're an organization that wants an immersive experience, you should check it out. So it's Curious spelt with two I's. So basically, all of our content is available on screens for people to consume what they want when they want. And in the early iteration of Chief MetaChicks, we were scheduling events and pitch events that our community could watch as people pitch their businesses to the Chief MetaChicks leaders and get live advice. That was problematic because we operate in the US, in London, in Australia, and Singapore. So you can imagine the challenge with time zones that were, friendly for everybody. So that's why we decided to create all of our content and house it in Chief MetaChicks World so that people could come in and digest what they want when they want. So there's multiple screens in there. We have, we road test AI tools. So on the Web3 AI screen, you can download lots of different documents that will educate you on security and safety in Web3, how to set up your crypto wallets, how to keep your assets safe, and some of the different AI tools that we've road tested and recommend for different uses. And AI can be so incredibly supportive for small business. It can, there's a lot of concern around people losing jobs. Actually, it's a huge opportunity because it can fast track what you do as a small business owner, particularly in the early stages of your business when you don't have the financial resources to employ and hire a lot of support. So, that's where we're really road testing and providing recommendations for different uses. There's a whole lot of templates in there too. I think if you're starting a new business and you haven't had a marketing background, it's very difficult to communicate your business. At the end of the day, if you don't share your vision and mission in a way that's compelling and engages people, and in an environment where you can tell people about your products and services, then how are they going to find you? And so we find a lot of people come up with brilliant business ideas. The marketers are really good at positioning it and getting it out there early, but sometimes that's a skill set that's missing. So we have a whole lot of resources to help you really nail your why. We do that through our coaching program as well. And so a couple of our mentees on the Pitch and Grow coaching program, we've really supported them to nail their vision and mission and their proposition and provide differentiation. So there's marketing templates, brand templates, there's business plan templates. Anyone that wants to apply for the Pitch and Grow coaching program can download the templates to submit, and that's via application. And there's legal resources through our partnership with Legally Yours, and lots of other sort of business hubs where we actually share information on the businesses of our members, because part of this community is about us helping build, scale, and grow the businesses of our community. So the more that we provide those opportunities to learn about those businesses, it helps all of our members.
Great. Okay, to wrap us up today, just a couple final questions. What would you like folks to know about the leaders, the advisors that are inside Chief MetaChicks? And, why do entrepreneurs choose to invest in themselves in this way?
So my Chief MetaChicks leaders are all amazing, incredible women that inspire and teach and coach and mentor our community. My focus is getting a diverse set of experiences in terms of skill set, age, experience, leadership, business ownership, entrepreneurship, and so forth. So the intent behind the Chief MetaChicks leaders is that we can plug any gap that any business owner has. So, you might come in and have great marketing skills, but you might not have strong finance skills or legal skills. So if you're coming into the Pitch and Grow coaching program, then we'll make sure that we're allocating leaders based on your needs for your stage of business. And that's where we're driving so much success at the moment. And our members are really just honing and actually growing and scaling their businesses quicker than I actually imagined they would, because we're giving them skill sets that they haven't necessarily had before, direction and support, and regular coaching. So basically on the Pitch and Grow coaching program, they get allocated 4 coaches over a 6-month period. So that gives them a session a month with each of those coaches, so 24 sessions, and they have things that they need to do before the next one. So it keeps them accountable and it keeps things moving and progressing. And then that content is something that we feature as well. So whether it's in our panel events and networking events or on our podcast. So we're sharing their journeys and their businesses both with our community, but also externally through socials as well.
Well, thank you so much, Nickie. There's more for us to talk about. We'll do more on some future live discussions together. So in the meantime, any listeners who come across the video, if they're interested in checking out Chief MetaChicks, where should they go?
To chiefmetachicks.com.
Awesome.
Yep. Or you can follow us on our socials. Yep.
Yep. And you'll find us on LinkedIn. If you've got questions and you want to reach out to me, you certainly can. I'm so thrilled to be joining you, Nickie, inside Chief MetaChicks. So thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to our future chats.
My pleasure, and it's great to have you on board, Mel.